It will take 2 years to drill the first 8 wells, and they'll need to be ready to go before the pipeline can be connected. A specialized drilling ship called the West Navigator is moved into position over the top of the gas field. The Ormen Lange gas wells will be the largest deep water wells drilled in the world. The engineers use a powered drill head operated from the ship. Once assembled, the pipe is lowered through the bottom of the ship and down 1,000 meters to the template. From there, the drill head travels another 2,000 meters through the seabed to the gas deposit. It then snakes its way through the gas pockets. Every step of the way is monitored and recorded in a virtual database which is always expanding and is used by engineers and surveyors to plot the next drilling position. Back on land, the team can enter the cave, an amazing 3D undersea simulation. By virtually passing over the seabeds in the gas find, they can locate the most promising parts of the deposit. From the cave, Jens Grimsgaard can plot the drill's movement.
With a joystick, I can also fly in this world by just using it, this tip here, and using my movements of my hand to steer myself through this reservoir.
During the process, data collected by the drill is sent back in real time to the database. The computer then generates images which put the team right in the gas deposit. They can pinpoint spots from 10 kilometers away with astonishing accuracy.
That would be compared to that your dentist would be in the 10th floor and you would be situated in the first floor and he's going to fill out one of your tooths back there. We're getting extremely good results by doing this.
The template gets its power from the land through a 125-kilometer long control cable called an umbilical. This cable carries huge amounts of electricity, enough to power 20,000 homes. Combined in the umbilical cable are tubes carrying hydraulic fluid, fiber optics, and electrical cables. The welds on these tubes have to be as strong as the welds on the pipeline. This is the fuel and control connection to the template. Without it, the template would just be 1,000 tons of useless metal at the bottom of the North. Because the cable is so long, it's built in a factory on the dock, and as it's made, it's fed onto a giant spool on the deck of the Scandi Neptune. Once the entire cable is spooled up, it heads out to the Ormen Lange gas field to connect the control room to the 4 underwater templates. But now the engineers have to prepare the seabed. The bottom of the ocean under the North Sea is a treacherous place, and the team building the world's longest underwater pipeline is about to face a mountain of trouble. 8,000 years ago, 2 pieces of Norway, each about 300 square kilometers, slid into the sea, causing a mega tsunami. The landslide, known in Norwegian as the Storegga, created a huge shelf in the ocean's topography. The Ormen Lange gas field is on the edge of the Storegga, locked inside the huge depression left behind by the slide. This underwater disaster created a mountainous seabed with peaks that rise between 25 and 55 meters. The biggest concern for Hydro is how to get the pipeline up the Storegga slide face, a whopping 300 meters. Underwater surveys reveal a rugged and fractured seabed, but any unstable sediment has long ago disappeared. The rock is more than stable enough, and it would take a new ice age to dismantle it again. But the study has made the engineers more aware of the seabed and the pathway they'll need to clear for the pipeline that will connect the underwater gas rig to the land. First, they need to build a 3D model of the sea floor and find the easiest route. To do this, they create a virtual reality program. The fisheries in the North Sea comprise a huge industry, and Hydro has to make sure the pipeline won't damage the reefs where fish feed and fishing boats work. But the concern isn't just the environmental impact at sea, but also on shore. where one of the largest gas plants in Norway is being built. The land connection they've chosen is the small island of Gossen and the tiny community of Nyhamna. The destiny of this quiet community will be forever altered now that it's been designated the landing area and processing plant for the Ormen Lange gas project. What was once a remote corner of Norway will be transformed into a bustling industrial center. Here, raw gas from the Ormen Lange gas field will be converted into usable fuel. But to do this, more than 2 million cubic meters of rock must be carved from the island and over 30,000 tons of steel brought in. Almost overnight, this small village becomes the busiest construction site in Norway. Over 2,200 workers are on the job site each day to keep the huge gas plant rising from the rocky coastline. There's a canteen to feed 1,000 people in a sitting. Each night, the workers retire to the hotel, which will provide 1 million guest nights over the course of the project. But once the processing plant is up and running, it will be removed. Three-dimensional models of the plant have already been built, and the engineers can virtually walk through it before and during construction. Every bolt and I-beam of steel is pre-visualized. Because of the volatile gas, the specifications have to be executed perfectly. But the plant is also built for efficiency. Raw gas will travel through the pipes and be converted into usable fuel in a mere 10 minutes, then be ready for delivery to the UK. The gas processing units are delivered to the island by ship, then cranes offload the components onto massive flatbed transport. This remote-controlled monster has 48 independent axles and 96 wheels. It expertly shuttles the thousands of components needed to build the plant. Here on land, the workers have a hands-on relationship with the job site. But offshore, workers have downed wrenches in favor of joysticks. The underwater work is done using ROVs, everything from pipelaying to heavy lifting. So a lot of different ROVs are required, and a lot of people to operate them.
See, look how clear the water.
This warehouse contains a simulation tank, built so that offshore personnel can train on ROVs. Here they simulate projects that will take place offshore. It takes special tactile skills to maneuver a crane arm from 1,000 meters away. Multiple cameras allow the operators to see the action. After the intense training with the ROVs, they're sent offshore, where the stakes are high and there are no second chances. This is the Pipeline End Termination Unit, or PLET. It's a big machine with one simple task: to connect the underwater template or gas well to the Ormen Lange pipeline. But this is harder than 5 meter long, 30 meter wide and 350 tons lowered 1,000 meters to the... Once there, engineers assemble its components. Called modules, these components make the crucial connection between the template and the pipeline that feeds gas to Nyhamna. All the connections at this depth are made with remote-operated vehicles.